All right. Next up, and as we bring him over, is a very good friend and someone that I'm thrilled to have back. And I'm going to welcome him with this picture. Wait on it. Wait on it. What do you think about that, Jose?
Yes, that is us. That's
us.
Over 1 year ago, that was the last time we met in person. But we had
last time
2 conferences already, so this is the third one.
Well, yeah, I'll introduce you properly, you guys. This is Jose Bacelar, the CEO of VerdeMed, or president and CEO, I should say. But VerdeMed is a great company. I can't wait for you to take the reins here and tell us more about it, Jose. But I had to share this. It was a year ago. You, Elliot, and I standing, and the other side of this, the person holding the camera, is this beautiful view off the deck of the Fontainebleau. So we'll get there again soon. In October, we're live in New York City. So I'll be thrilled to get back with you again soon, my friend. But until
June,
then,
is it going to be live June or no? Like I was looking at the website here. You have October and June is now. Oh, man.
Yeah, June is now. June is now. October 13th, 14th is New York, and that'll be live. And then
it's like
February.
Today, you know.
Yeah, June is today.
You can count me in New York already. You know that.
Oh, of course, man. Well, it's good to see you. I'll let you take the reins, and I'll be back.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much. Well, it's a pleasure being here as usual. I want to thank the Benzinga team. It's been like almost 3 years now since our first meeting here in Toronto. I'm in Toronto now. And I will talk about VerdeMed and how we created this pharmaceutical company out of Canada into Latin America.
Jose, just before you get started, if you're sharing your screen, we can't see it yet. So I just wanted to make sure
I'm not sharing it yet. Do you
okay,
want
good. You take your time. Take your time. I just wanted to make sure.
No, okay. I'll go to it. Let's go. Is it sharing now?
Okay, I'm going to add it to this screen. Yeah, you'll just there you go. All right, now I'm going to get off. Go for it.
Okay, great. Yeah. So this is a brief presentation. I'm not going into full detail of the operations. I want to tell you guys the story of the company since its inception. So since we created a company in 2018, it's going to be 3 years now in June, the vision has been always the same. We were born to bring affordable cannabinoid-based pharmaceuticals to Latin America. The company was created on this differential regulatory framework we have in North America and in Latin America. So the drugs that have been approved by FDA in USA, like Epidiolex, which have a patent, this patent doesn't apply to Latin America. So we can bring these drugs to Latin America, and favored by the Brazilian Cannabis Act that was approved in December 2019, it also made possible to develop clinical trials in the region and bring the products to the rest of the Latin American countries. Finally, we hope to go public by the end of this year, early next year. We're still evaluating which will be the best way to do it, but we are really confident that this is going to be the next business cycle that we have to tackle to make the company grow and complete its potential. Okay, so as I said, we created a company in 2018, and what have we been doing the past 3 years? We have a team of founding partners. We all work full-time in the company. It's a small team, but we have the technical expertise, pharmaceuticals in Brazil, MDs here in Toronto. So we have people that knows about the business. We have been very successful in fundraising. We raised 7.2 million up to date. Remember, we are a drug development company, so this is up to this date. We basically developed the drugs, and now we're going for the big race where we are going to do the trials. We developed 2 proprietary formulations, so we are an IP-based company also, and we also built, and that I'm going to show you in detail, a network of strategic partners and how we operate in order to be a light asset company. We own pharmaceutical companies in Brazil and Peru, and we have registered products in the region, in these two countries. We have a pipeline to deliver, so we have a pathway to growth beyond the existing products. And we have partnered with Clever Leaves, and my friend Kyle Detweiler introduced us today as one of the companies that he has partnered for Brazil and Peru. And we have 4 products from Clever that we are registering both countries. And one, by the way, we filed yesterday. So when we say an asset-based, asset-light business model, what does it mean? Like, we don't own the hard assets that are required to produce our products. So we don't own the grow and extraction, the formulation facilities, or the distribution, but we do own the relationship with doctors, patients, and we own the brands, and we own the products. So basically, we outsource everything. We outsource the product, the extracts from Canada. We outsource the isolate CBD in US, and then we manufacture either in USA or in Canada. We ship it to the countries of distribution, and then we sell. So that has allowed us to focus basically in the product development and the registration and the challenge to adapt to the regulatory framework and to fit into this regulatory framework. This is the result of these 3 years. Since inception, we wanted to have a me-too product of Epidiolex, and we wanted to have a me-too product of Sativex. Why? These are the only 2 pharmaceutical products that have been approved in EMA and FDA. The FDA, you have Epidiolex. Sativex we have in Canada, we have in Europe, we have in Latin America. And the purpose of VerdeMed was to develop these me-too drugs as close as possible to the same effects that these drugs are able to generate, so that we could prove its bioequivalence later on and have a generic pharmaceutical registration. At the same time, we created a pure medicinal play. We call the company VerdeMed Care Medicinals, where we get the products that we are used in the US, more CBD-based products, low THC products, and even creams and other types of indications. And the regulatory hurdle for these products are lower in terms of its content and how we manufacture them. Why we did this? Because we believe that the pharmaceutical companies like Jazz Pharmaceuticals that acquired GW in the beginning of this year for 14 times sales, they will wait for us to build the market, to make sure that we have established relationship with consumers, that we have proved the benefits in the pharmaceutical grade products, to make alliances or simple acquisitions. And we have the same vision towards Latin America. We must solve the regulatory puzzle in Latin America. And if we do this, we will be able to partner and join a global company later on in the USA consolidation game. What is the Brazilian Cannabis Act? Is exactly this arbitrage opportunity. VerdeMed is based on an arbitrage opportunity between the pharmaceutical markets in the developed world and the pharmaceutical market in Latin America. In the USA, Canada, and in Europe, we have the indication patent. That's the patent that Epidiolex has. This patent doesn't apply in Latin America. Therefore, we're able to develop our own IP and base the indication of these products on the trials that have been proven and done in America or Europe. And Anvisa recently, December 2019, created a pathway for us to go from the category of products derived from cannabis to get a pharma license. Once we get the full pharma license, we're able to register in all the countries of the continent, and then we expand the pharmaceutical business model to the region. That's very important about VerdeMed. We were never dependent on regulatory frameworks. We never bet on the change of the rules of the game. We enter rules of the game that existed for Novartis, for Pfizer, for all global pharmaceutical companies, and we will play as they do. So for VerdeMed, all the changes that may happen in the regulatory framework are always in the good direction, because we don't need them to play and to develop our business. These are the products. As I told you, we have these 3 products that we have filed already in Brazil, 2 of them already in Peru. We plan to file the product from Clever in Peru also the next quarter. These products have clear indications, because since they are Me-Too drugs from Epidiolex and side effects, it's epilepsy, refractory child epilepsy, spasticity in MS, and like an antiemetic for cancer treatment. These are really the most used products in USA and Canada, but we are also bringing more to the market. We have in the isolate line products that we have been selling in Brazil already, and we're going to show you what did we do and how the results that we have achieved so far. These are an example of what VerdeMed can do. This company is like an icon to us. CardioRx is a Canadian company. They have developed this version of Epidiolex themselves, and they are testing in new drugs. Once this is proven, we will be able to bring, it's the same product we already have, but we'll be able to bring to these indications. Also, we can develop our own trials, and we are going to develop a clinical trial for post-COVID-19 syndrome. If you haven't heard of it, you should pay attention, because many people, after they recover, they still suffer from muscle pains or sleep disorders, anxiety, and cognitive alterations. As I told you, the Brazilian market is exploding now. It took a late start because there is a difference in how the markets are moving in US and Canada and in Latin America. But as you see, it's an explosive demand, and we tested it. So we have sold. It's a small pilot project. We sold like $500,000. We have like $300,000 in the pipeline, but it was good enough as a marketing pilot to have our brand exposed to doctors, patients, and to solidify our presence in the country. And all the formulations, now we know what sells more, what sells less. We can get a better portfolio of products moving forward. Finally, this is what we have to do this year. We have to continue the execution, focusing on delivering to our shareholders and to our investors the products that we commit to register, the deals we commit to do with partners, like selling to the Brazilian government through a public-private partnership, register the products in Peru, start the sales of all the products in both countries, developing the trials, and finally qualifying ourselves to aspire for a late IPO this year. If we do that, and based on the only thing we can do here is this is the future, and then based on what we have delivered so far is how you can better judge us. If we are really able to deliver this, we're not going to be a huge company compared to US potential. We will be a 40 to 50 million pharmaceutical company, which means that if the same multiples would be applied, VerdeMed could worth like $400, $500 million in 5 years. Let's not go that far. Let's look at the market now. How much VerdeMed could be worth today? So the first comparison is to our peers in Latin America. Clever is the most recent one that has just gone public, and they are $300 million. Farmacielo is a long-term company in Colombia, just as Chiron. And then you have RAM out of Uruguay, and Avicanna, which is a Canadian company that has operations. And you can see that currently all these companies are valued over $30 million valuation. And the bigger the company or the more cash they have, more the valuation multiple is even higher. And I want you to look at VerdeMed not through these lenses. This is, Latin America, VerdeMed is a Latino company, but we are more than that. We are a pharmaceutical company out of Brazil, out of Canada. So we're bringing technology from North America to develop and deploy it in Latin America, with our focus in Brazil because it's the largest market and our Brazilian background. And then we're talking different numbers. We're talking of valuations, like I told you about Tetra, 140, 200, 250 million. And as you see, no sales. Why? These are drug development companies. If and when their products reach the market, like we're going to do next year, we have exponential growth, and that's what we are. We have these kinds of valuations on pre-operational companies. That gives us pretty much confidence on our current ask. We are now closing our round B fund. We are raising $3.2 million. These $3 million are divided, $2 million now in a convertible debt, and we're giving warrants to our investors to buy later in the game once we have completed the business plan. And the idea is, if we deliver everything that we have committed this year, we believe that we are able to go public eventually in the late 2021, early 2022, raising $20 million over a $40 million valuation. If you remember, that would be the entry level. The current valuation of VerdeMed, around $30 million, is equivalent to our Latino companies. And then we plan to catch up with our pharmaceutical, pairs that we should be really compared to. So I invite you to know more about VerdeMed. And if you are willing, if you're looking for an investment opportunity, this is only for qualified investors, for funds, obviously, but we would love to talk to you. That's it.
Great job, Jose. Always fun to see this and see the partnerships that you guys have crafted. That's actually the first question that we have in the chat from Scott here. Can you comment on the extent of your partnership with Clever Leaves? And you talked about this, briefly, but if there's any more light you want to shed on this, feel free.
Clever Leaves did what we did in Canada and US, Clever Leaves did in Colombia. They have a pharma plant, but they do the extraction, and they do the growing, the extraction, and the formulation. Their products are pharma grade. So they have a GMP facility, which is valid for Peruvian and Brazilian regulatory framework. So it was quite easy to identify the products. They have 4 products that we are taking to Peru and 2 products that we're taking to Brazil. So the relationship with Clever could not be better. They have an amazing technical team. Our team in Brazil was extremely well impressed because that's our 3rd file. So I think we have a great future together. Let's see. Now it's time to go to the market and show people what we are calling CBD50 VerdeMed. It is a 50 milligrams per ml in 30 ml bottles. That's the formulation we have.
Very cool. Very cool. And going public by the end of this year, early next year. How exciting. Are you targeting a specific exchange? Are you still kind of open?
No, we are completely open at this stage. I can't announce yet, but we have the CFO. Probably we're going in Canada. We probably, it's where we have the CPCs, the RTOs, ideally to TSX to give, but CSC is also an option. The company is out of Canada, so for us it makes a lot of sense to do it. But obviously we will consider all the opportunities. We have been offered to do deals in Europe. Let's watch and see. But I can hardly wait to have the ticker of VerdeMed also here, like all the other companies I've presented here, my friend. You remember,
Very soon. Very soon. I cannot wait.
Still alive and kicking.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's great to see you, man. It really is. And you guys, make sure to follow up with Jose. If not because you're interested in the company, and I think you should be, verdemed.com is where you're going to go. But Jose has some of the best stories in this industry, right? Really, really an eloquent speaker and somebody who knows everyone. So you definitely want to get to know Jose. It's been wonderful to see you, and ideally I'll see you in person.
To see you, and give the best to Elliot as well, and all the team. And it's thank you for having us here again, and thanks to all the people that have been watching us. Thank you.
It's a pleasure, man. We'll see you again soon.